Hello, and welcome to Real Life Happens. I'm Norma Kay. Today I'm reading from Max Lucado's book, In the Eye of the Storm. The first chapter is From Calm to Chaos. Maybe you can relate to the morning I just had. It's Sunday. Sundays are always busy days for me. Sundays are always early days for me. Today I promise to be no exception. With a full slate of activities planned, I got up early and drove to church. There was not much traffic at 6 o'clock a.m. I am on the road to myself. The orange of the dawn had yet to break the nighttime spell on the summer black sky. The twilight sparkled. Cool air waffled. I parked outside my church office and took a minute to enjoy the quietude. I set down my books, picked up my coffee, and leaned against the car. It was just the stars stuck in the sky and me. Across the city, lights flickered. Shadow trees slept. The night was calm. No noise, no hurry, no demands. That would all change within a couple hours. Let a few thousand alarm clock buzz and a few thousand garage doors open, and the serenity would be invaded by cerebral awakening. But at the moment, cerebral sleeps. Life is like that sometimes. There are jots in life journey that are as glassy as midnight lake on a windless night. No noise, no rushing, no crisis. There are measurements in our music where the conductor silence kettle drum, the only flute, is allowed to sing. And sing she does, under the spell of her song. Deadlines aren't as deadly. Death is distance. Dear ones are still dear and sometimes near. The clips and clouds of fear and depths and angry phone calls have passed. And for a while your world is in moonlit. Mine was. I sat on the hood of my car, sipping my coffee and toasting to the stars. They twinkled their response. It is calm, but calm has always uh, been chaos. With a briefcase in one hand and a coffee cup in the other, I walked and whistled across the parking lot to the office door. To enter my office, I had to get past the sleeping dog of the 20th century, the alarm system. I set down my briefcase and unlocked the door. I picked up my briefcase and walked in. The code on the box on the wall was flashing a red light. I'm not too electronically inclined, but I do know what a red light on an alarm system means. Punch in the code, buddy, or get ready for the music. I punched in the code. Nothing happened. I punched in the code again. The low red light kept blinking. I punched it in again. Time was running out. The little light snickered up on me. I could hear the message being sent up and down the wires to the neon eye alarm gremlin. Man your sirens, everybody. Old Dubrain is entering his bank card again. I kept pushing, the clock kept ticking, the light kept flashing, and the gremlins were getting excited. Get ready, 10 seconds and counting. 10, 9, 8. Oh no, I groaned. It's about to hit. The sirens pounced on me like a mountain lion. I thought we were under nuclear attack. Floodlights flashed. Wait a minute. Floodlights flashed, flooded the halls, and red strobe lights turned. I kept pushing the buttons, and the alarm kept blaring. You have thought it was a breakout of Alcatraz. My pulse raced, my forehead moist, and my situation was desperate. I raced down the hall to my office, pulled up, opened the latch drawer of my desk, and found the phone number of the alarm company. I could barely hear what the man was saying when he answered. When I understood what he said, I could scarcely believe he had said it. "What do you mean? What's the matter?" I explained. "Can't you hear?" "Yes, I punched the code in," I screamed. It didn't do anything good." The next 20 minutes were loud, demanding, confusing, and aggravating. I was speaking to technicians. I couldn't see about the equipment I didn't understand, trying to understand words I couldn't hear. That's when the policeman came. He tapped on the window, opened it. "I can't get the thing to shut off," I yelled. "You the preacher here?" he asked. "Yes," I yelled. He just shook his head and walked away, probably muttering something about what they don't teach in the theology courses. Finally, for no more apparent reason, the sirens ceased. The lights shut off. What had been the air raid shelter became an office again. I walked back to my desk, sat down, and sighed. What a way to begin a day! The morning lesson I had prepared was lying on my credenza. I picked it up and read the first line. "When calm becomes chaos." Approximately, I muttered, "Ever happened to you? When was the last time your life went from calm to chaos in a half a minute?" "How many examples would you like, you asked. "When was the last time you found yourself pushing buttons and didn't respond? Struggling in instructions you could not hear, the operating system you did not understand. You entered the wrong computer code and lose 18 months worth of ledgers in the matter of seconds. Calm volumes into chaos. A message on your answer machine tells you that the report you are scheduled to give next week is due tomorrow. Goodbye, sleep. Hello, all-nighter. Goodbye, calm. Hello, chaos." The mechanic who pronounced that the car would be ready today in time for your trip says, "I know I promised, but it's much worse than we thought. Your side axle disjoint causing the U-joint to scramble the electronic ignition that is hand assembled in lower Tasman and grr." If you ever had your spouse call you at the office and say, "Just got a letter from the IRS, they're going to audit." If your boss ever had begun a conversation with these words, "You're a good worker, but with all this talk about the recession, we have to cut back." If your teenager has ever walked in and said, "Does our car insurance cover the other guy's car?" then you know life can go from calm to chaos in a matter of moments. No warning, no announcement, no preparation. Red lights blinking, and you start pushing buttons. Something you silent the alarm. Sometimes it rips the air like a demon. The results can be peace or panic. The results can be calm or chaos. It all depends on one factor. Do you know the code? For me, this morning, because of chaos, I have been prepared, and I had known the code. I had what to do when the alarm flashes. Calm would have been trumpeted. The next few pages will usher you into a day in Jesus' life when the calm could have become chaos, and it has all the elements of anxiety, bad news, and death threats, followed by swarming demands, interruptions, inceptible disciples, and a blazing temptation to follow the crowd. In 24 pressure packed hours, Jesus was carried from summit of celebration to the valley of frustration. It was the second most stressful day of his life. As soon as one alarm was disarmed, another began blinking. The rulers threatened, the crowd pressed, the followers doubt, the people demanded. When you see what he ensures that day, you will wonder how he kept his cool. Sorry. Somehow, though, he did. Although the people pressed and promised moon soon, Jesus didn't blow up or bail out. In fact, he did just the opposite. He served people, thanked God, and made cool headed decisions. I wanted to help you see how he did it. I like to share with you a few inner codes that you desperately need. Equip yourself with these inner codes, punch them in when the red lights of your world starts to flash, and you will be amazed at how quickly the alarms will be disarmed. A few words of explanation. If you're looking for external adjustments, you won't find them here. I won't say anything about dressing for success or power language or popularity schemes. You can buy many books that will help you external, but this one is one of them. What will you discover in this book are attitudes, godly attitudes, a way of viewing people and problems as models by the Master. If you want external alternations, look elsewhere. If you want internal development, read on. If you want to see God's handles harassment, then I got some thoughts to share with you. Let's do something. Let's take the principle model by Jesus into our day by day whirlwind and demand decisions. Let's take a few minutes and observe God under pressure. Let's watch his face, listen to his words, observe his choices, and see what we can learn. Let's watch Christ in pressure cooker environment and try to answer this question. What did Jesus know that allowed him to do what he did? Thank you for listening. If you like this kind of contents, I'm going to be reading it. I got a thick book here. But I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, God loves you. He's always there for you. And I'll see you the next time. Thank you all.